Hello everyone, it's me, Emily. I'm back on the video.
Get out of here. Hello, also.
Well, I was gonna introduce you, but fine, just steal my job. God, Emily's here.
Hi.
That was anticlimactic. More stories today. My hair's in a sweaty mess. I need to turn on my aircon because I want to encourage climate change. Because change is good, people. It improves ourselves. On to the stories. Woo! Am I the a-hole for not selling my home to benefit my former stepchildren? My stepchildren's mother wants me to sell my home so that they can receive 50% of the proceeds. I am refusing. She has told me that I am hurting my late husband's children and that I am an a-hole. So, my late husband, David, had 2 children, Thomas and Megan. Their mother, Kelly, had primary custody with David getting the kids every other weekend. Kelly was just a joy, dragging David into court at every opportunity. If David found $1 on the street, Kelly would drag him into court to get her fair share. David always took care of his kids, paying not just his child support, but also much more. When David and I decided to build our home, we set up what would happen if one of us died before the other. Basically, the survivor would get the house, but when the survivor died or sold the home, 50% of the proceeds would go to their designated heirs. For David, his children. For me, it was my sister. We were both contributing equally to the new home. Then, in 2018, David decided to change jobs, and he was taking 2 weeks off between the end of his old job and the start of his new one. David had almost all of his insurance, including life insurance, through his employer. He was killed in an accident a week before he was to start his new job. David had a will that left his savings, we kept our finances separate, and 401k to his children. But there wasn't a large amount. There was no life insurance. We did have mortgage insurance, so when David died, the house was paid off. That is tragic. Passing away the moment you lose your insurance because you're changing jobs, that's... Kelly hated me and did everything she could to make her kids do so as well. So it was no surprise we didn't have any contact after David passed. I was surprised when Kelly reached out to me a couple of weeks ago. She said that she and the children are struggling financially since she ended up having to close down her business in 2020. She is working now, but at a low-paying call center job. She wants me to sell the house so that half the proceeds would go to the kids, and she can use that for their education and medical expenses. According to Kelly, Megan is having medical issues and needs treatments that her insurance does not cover and Kelly cannot afford. I said no, I was not selling my home. Honestly, I could care less what Kelly thinks. She has been a bitch to me since the day I met her. However, David's parents, whose opinion I do respect, also called to say that they believe it is what David would have wanted. I told them I would think about it. I know my husband loved his children more than anything and would have done anything for them. Right now, living without rent or mortgage, I am on track to retire very early. I have decided I am not giving that up. His parents told me that David would be ashamed of me for being a selfish bitch, which I admit hurt to hear. Am I the a-hole? Thoughts?
No matter what she does in this situation, they're gonna make her the a-hole. Like, she won't be able to do anything right. And even if she did give them the money, they would complain that it wasn't enough and they'd need more. Like, as soon as you get the 50% and that money runs out, who are you going to go to then?
What was his sort of stance when it came to Kelly, though? Because clearly Kelly's mentioning that giving 50% to the kids, that she's going to be using that money to help out the kids for. So technically the money's going to Kelly. It's not going to the kids.
Yeah, the money is meant for the kids, as in when they're growing up. You can already tell Kelly's like a gold digger.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
Especially within like the first paragraph, it's like if he finds $1, she'll be like, where's my fair share? It's like, you're not married anymore. He's paying child support and doing more than that. He has a new partner and they're building a life together and you still want to destroy that.
He's clearly upgraded and she doesn't like the reality of it. All right, let's see what the top comment is here. Your home. I die in that house. Absolutely. If David's parents feel so strongly about it, let them fork out the funds for their grandkids. Nata.
That's literally the only memory she has left of her husband. Like, they built that house together. I also want to know how long she asked for the money after David passed, because this poor woman has just lost her husband. You're like, by the way, I need half of your house. I know your husband just died, but it's more important to me than it is to you. So if you could just sell that real quick, that'd be great. Thank you.
Oh, I would not be surprised. Let's see if there's any guitars. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Someone here's got negative 41 downvotes. As a child of divorce, whose father married a woman who would absolutely do this to us if he passes first, despite all efforts he's made legally to ensure she doesn't, you're the a-hole. Wait, hang on, wait, let me read that again.
What? That makes no sense.
As a child of divorce...
He's made efforts to make sure she doesn't die?
So, as a child of divorce, whose father married a woman who would absolutely do this to us if he passes first, despite all the efforts he's made legally to ensure she doesn't, you're the a-hole. Okay, so he's implying, as a child of someone who's experienced a father passing similar to this whole story, and has also got a mother who does this exact same thing that Kelly's doing, he still thinks, or they still think, that you, the OP, are the a-hole. You're legally in the right, but this sub isn't about that. Your late husband always went above and beyond to provide for his kids and had the misfortune of not accounting for significantly unexpected circumstances. He never would have been okay with this current situation, and his kids suffering for the sake of your early retirement? You know this. You should refinance and give the kids his equity in the home and be done with it.
She has no ties to this family anymore.
Yeah, that...
At all. In the will, it just says, when I sell the house, they can have half, or if I die, you can have it. Just let the woman live her life.
And it is really jumping to the assumption here of he never would have been okay with this current situation. Yeah, sure, but I doubt he would have been to his current partner, hey, we're selling this house that we built and invested in. We're going to sell it because my kids are a bit sick. Yeah. And if you don't accept that, then you're clearly an a-hole.
Like someone else mentioned, like, why isn't his family helping out? Why is it all on this poor woman?
Yeah.
Who just lost her husband. Like, they just lost their son, and they're like, yeah, you should definitely sell that house.
Overall, yeah, absolutely not the a-hole. I think you're allowed to be selfish here.
Especially if if Kelly's making the children dislike her. Like, if you had a good relationship with the children,
that. Yes.
Then 100%, if you actually knew the children and they cared for you and you cared for them, I'm sure you would do anything you could to help them out. But Kelly's making these children despise you. So why would you want to do anything for anyone that you don't have a relationship with?
Oh, here's an interesting one. Am I the a-hole for reporting a co-worker to HR? I work at Amazon warehouse, and there is this maintenance guy who is 40 years old, below average looking, 5'5", a little overweight. He's been getting all the beautiful girls at the warehouse. Oh no, I'm already seeing where this is going. They are always talking about him, and even the girl I liked for 6 months who is a beautiful blonde 19... Okay, when you
can't claim a woman...
And when you describe someone you're attracted to, we don't need to know her age. You can just say a beautiful woman, beautiful girl that I like. There's a girl that I like. You don't need to persuade us. The more you have to describe her to us, it feels more like you're trying to persuade yourself that it's worth the time.
I feel like the age thing is actually important considering he's 40 and she's 19.
Okay, right.
Like, in that sense, it makes sense. But the thing I disagree about, he's like, he's even talking to the girl that I like. You can't just claim a woman. You don't own her. She has free will.
Wait, what?
Maybe not when you work for Amazon, but, you know, in general.
Femmes have free will? Since when? That will's a man's name. That makes no sense. She is falling for him. She's been getting walked to her car lately by him. I asked her in a joking manner, are you hooking up with him? She just blushes, does a nervous giggle, and walks away. I'm fuming at this point. How dare someone have the autonomy to like what they like and like who they like? That's,
Classic nice guy being rejected.
Yeah.
She went for someone else and I was there and nice to her the whole time. She didn't suck my dick. How dare she?
I got her flowers and I talked to her and listened to her problems and she won't even let me think of her. I am 21. There it is. Going to school. Good looking, y'all. Fit.
Hey, he should get with that girl who was gatekeeping the clothes.
Yeah.
They're both good looking and fit, and their clothes fit well.
It's a story from a previous video if you've been keeping up.
She should be talking to me.
Oh my god. But we are getting... Oh no. Okay, look. All right. I'm loving this because he starts off with what he's upset about and then tries to defend it as a case of like, oh, but it's fine because I'm a man and I don't care because I'm amazing for these reasons. She should be talking to me, but we aren't going to get into that because I am a hard worker and don't need distractions because of peak week. Peak
Good
week?
for you, mate.
Shut up! Oh my god. And you don't need distractions. Like, then stop wanting her to talk to you. We need everyone to be on top of their game for peak week, which is the rush for the holidays. Oh, okay. My mistake. I thought peak week was them referring. Real? I thought it was them referring to like gym or something like that. Like, gotta get peak week. No, okay.
No, Jack. No.
Oh, wait, no. YouTube apology video style.
Where are the tears?
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. I want to be serious here. No jokes. Penis. We need everyone to be on top of their game for peak week, which is the rush for the holidays. I can't have this maintenance guy distracting all the girls that are half his age. He has no business talking to them. And you do?
Leave the girls alone.
God damn. So
I'm the protector. Only I can talk to the young females.
So I sent an anonymous report to HR. Hopefully he will get fired for it, or it will all come to a stop. My coworker said that was the wrong thing to do, but I did it anyways. He keeps annoying me about it. Did I do the right thing? Really think about it, man. Why does he think
he's gonna get fired? He's not doing anything. He's just chatting to people.
He's literally just being social in the workplace.
To have a conversation with someone at work.
Like smooth brain thinking. Because like what he's basically complaining about is that there are people at the workplace being attracted to other people at the workplace and socializing with other people in the workplace. He's upset that all these attractive people in the workplace aren't socializing with him and being attracted to him. So his solution to that is basically a sense of, if I can't get this, then no one's allowed to get this. This guy is domestic abuse in the making. He is going to be someone, if he doesn't fix his mindset, I guarantee we're going to hear a news report about him abusing his partner, or just, you're as meaningful to society as the remains of that terrible little white gunk you spurred out when you're having your little angry wanks at home. Yes, absolutely, Yata. Firstly, you have no proof that they are hooking up. Your question was personal and invasive. Blushing and refusing to answer you is a perfectly reasonable response under any circumstances. Secondly, even if they are hooking up, it's not work's business. It's not interfering with his or her ability to do their job. You have no business reporting a relationship like that to HR because there's literally no impact to work. Thirdly, and finally, who are you to determine who the women who work at the warehouse should be crushing on? It's their choice, not yours. Stop measuring other people's attractiveness and getting ticked off if the world doesn't follow your standards. You're the a-hole, and maybe that's why they're more interested in the maintenance guy than in you. Yeah, they can probably really smell the incel energy you're giving off.
I saw what he said.
This is good. Oh no. Okay.
Oh.
You're the a-hole. Maybe you did do the right thing, but it was for the wrong reasons. You were jealous and sound like an entitled a-hole. Maybe that's why she doesn't like you. No, I'm not jealous. She's like an 8 and I'm a 9. She would be lucky to have me. I need like a 9. I am not jealous. Not jealous at all, bro. Come on.
Wow.
If you don't find her as attractive as yourself, why are you so upset and jealous that she's not attracted to you?
He got turned down and his ego's all sad and hurt. Don't forget, he's a 9.
Because if he said he was a 10, that's too egotistical. That's too narcissistic. But a 9, that's fine. That's totally reasonable. So M's excited for this one. Am I the a-hole for saying my girlfriend should do the majority of the housework? I'm a 25-year-old male. My girlfriend is 24. We recently moved in together. I work full-time and pay for all the expenses, rent, utilities, etc. My girlfriend graduated with her master's and after taking a few months off has recently started looking for a job and currently is not contributing to any of the expenses. Given the fact that I'm working full-time and paying for everything, it seems obvious to me that she should do most of the household work. As she admitted herself that even job hunting, she has a lot of free time where she's sitting around. I see the money with which I pay for everything as my contribution to the household, and I think doing the majority of the housework should be hers. She said no, we should divide it equally. Now I don't see that as fair. I work 90 to 100 hours a week on average. What? Really? Hang on.
Is he dead?
Let's go for the lowest, just to give him benefit of the doubt. 90 divided by 7 days a week, 12 hours a day on average.
Well, no, because he's only working 5 days a week, so bump that up.
Oh my gosh, yeah, wow, okay. So 90 divided by 5. The maths is right? I'm not just really... We know my history with maths here.
Guess we'll find out.
18 hours.
So you have 6 hours to sleep. You don't even have time to have this conversation.
I'm calling BS already on the work hours here. Oh, buddy. She says she spends about 25 to 30 hours a week on her search. So, if we were to have to evenly share chores, that would be a lot more hours overall for me than her. If she took the majority, that would be the closer to evenness between us. This would, of course, change once she got a job, but for now, given our hours are not at all comparable, what I suggested seems fair. Now, she thinks I'm the a-hole for this. Am I? I want to go through the comments here first, just to see if people have also completely smacked down on this thing. So, okay. Oh, whoa. Top comment going straight for Natar. Not the a-hole. Even though I might get downvoted for this, I'm not interested in equal splits of payment as much as I am in equal splits of hours of work. If you're working 90 to 100 hours a week, it's only fair she adds housework to whatever job searching she can now. And then, you guys revisit the convo later when she has a job. You can't possibly split equally when you're paying the bills and working that much. And until she has a job, you can't solve this problem with a maid. Figure out what's fair hour-wise and work from there. Okay, but again, 90 to 100 hours, is that even real? Here we go. Okay, please, yes, more info. Okay, so you were saying you have 12 hours of free time a week, 168 a week, say 95 for work, so 73. Estimate 7 hours of sleep. If you're working such long hours, you will need sleep. 24 hours. Take into account travel and food. That could be half of that time gone. Okay, OP. Yup, rarely have that much free time at all. Quite a few nights I do sleep less than 7 hours. Life in corporate law. Okay, so they work in corporate law.
Which I understand. Like, I know they have quite big days, but I mean, you shouldn't just demand someone to do something. This definitely needs to have a conversation about how you're going to split up the jobs. And also, if you're at work so much, how is the house getting dirty?
This other comment does also bring up a nice point in regards to the hours thing. Not the a-hole, I don't work. My significant other works 80 to 120 hours a week, just depending, and I do 90-ish% of the housework. It is not too much to ask for her to pick up the slack now that she has time to, and once she finds a job, it can be reevaluated. She honestly may be worried though that once she starts, she's going to end up doing it all after she goes back to work, as to be honest, a lot of men do expect that. Yeah, understandable. Yeah. I'm starting to realize through more of these comments that, yeah, well, I'm just completely ignorant of the fact that some people genuinely work that intensely. Yeah. That's insane.
It's really a difficult one though, because I mean, if I was in that situation, I would definitely be like, I would really appreciate it if you could do this. But if you refuse to do any of the housework, that's on you. That's a dick move. Like, you can't even wash it in the washing machine or like fold the laundry, like just little things. But you can't just demand that she be your mother and your maid and your cleaner and your cook all in one.
Like, I'd have to wonder what's the wording that we're using particularly here. Like, maybe if he was saying, could you make sure you're cleaning up after yourself when you're home all day, versus could you make sure this place is always clean when I'm home all day, home at the end of the day. Like, and yeah, I agree with the other thing too, where like, if you just come in and you shake all your stuff off, leave a mess and go, clean that up for me, you know, that's a dick move. Yeah, like, you share this household, you should share the responsibility with it. But obviously, if you can't be there as much, but you at least provide the stability of that place existing for you both, then yeah, understandable. So what do you think then? Do you think still, would you go to Natar then, or would you say no a-holes here?
I'd say a bit more of everybody sucks here. He's constantly keeping score with everything. He's like, well, I do this much work and you only do this much while I'm at work, so you need to make up these hours to be on my level.
Yes. Like, it's kind of unfair to expect someone to meet your heavy level of hours, because not everyone can genuinely meet that intensity of work. Like, that's why not everyone's in corporate law. I think these Utahs kind of just really mention the stuff we've already said, but we'll just see what they're going for anyway.
I'm keen. I want to listen.
Okay.
Please.
You're the a-hole. Your girlfriend isn't your mother or your maid. Relationships need give and take plus teamwork. It's not fair to use work hours and employment basis as a means to make her do all of the housework. She does not have to clean up after you, and is not obliged to do so, just because you have a job. What if you have a child? Would her being a stay-at-home parent count as work? Could you come home and do all the chores? Would you take the majority then? She'd be a full-time carer, so she'd work more than you. If it's also hour-based core distribution, could she ever match 100 hours a week? Probably not. Yeah, that's the other thing. Are you actually working throughout those 100 hours versus just, networking? Yeah, networking with mates. I mean, is that working, or is it just something we disguise as working so we can still be on the, getting our paycheck? Does this mean she'll be expected to do the majority of the housework and chores even when employed? Exactly, yes, as you brought up before. Being unemployed also doesn't mean she can't have downtime, and she deserves the dignity and respect of spending that time how she wishes. Unemployed people do not exist to clean up after their employed partners and entirely keep house for them. Try asking her what she feels is fair, and calmly and respectfully negotiate on this. Saying it'll change when you get a job is putting a condition on it that may not be easy to fulfill, and it's something you can easily go back on, so I wouldn't blame her for distrusting that. Also got to add, you paying for everything, again, doesn't entitle you to a live-in maid for a girlfriend. Don't use the fact that you're in a greater position of power to try to force her into chores. It's gross and red flaggy. Ooh, I didn't think of it that way either, actually. That's a good point.
Yeah, like if he's constantly bringing up, well, I make all the money, so you need to do this for me. Just leave him off.
That's
Sorry.
Yeah, it is
what?
a
Did
power
you
play.
see his comment?
Oh, hang on. Wait. Okay. Oh, he's like really responding to every single point. Okay, your girlfriend isn't your mother or your maid. Well, by that logic, I'm not her trust fund or her sugar daddy either. But she hasn't been seeing you as that. Has she been splurging all the money you've been saving up? If so,
also,
I can understand you making this argument.
She wants to work. She just finished her master's. She's not sitting at home doing nothing all day. She's actually actively trying to improve her life.
What if you have a child? Would her being a stay-at-home parent count as work? We don't. So why not focus on the situation at hand rather than thinking about theoretical?
So he can't plan for the future. Good to know.
Doesn't mean she can't have downtime, and she deserves the dignity and respect of spending that time how she wishes. She has enough free time throughout the day. She can do housework and still maintain more free time than I have.
He sounds like he thinks he owns her and probably constantly puts over her head how much money he makes and his expectations of her.
His entire identity is based on his masculine position in a nuclear family. This is what I've been told is my purpose in life, and so I've achieved this purpose, so you've got to live by this purpose, because if this isn't the way our world's meant to be, then everything I've been putting all my time and effort into has been for nothing, and then I've just wasted my entire time, and I can't accept that. That can't be a possibility. No. You have to be doing everything that I say and I believe in, because otherwise then I'm totally wrong. And that, no, that can't be right. So I wouldn't blame her for distrusting that. A relationship is nothing without trust.
Yes.
Yeah. What was your point there, though?
He's just got to let us know that he thinks trust is important. Well done, sir.
Also got to add, you paying for everything, again, doesn't entitle you to a live-in maid for a girlfriend. Yes, that good final point that I agree with. What anybody in a relationship is entitled to is balance of work. Thus far, there is no such balance.
Okay, but you've created this job for yourself where you're working this many hours. If you have such a problem with it, consider changing it.
It's you've made it an unfair standard. You're the one who's made it the unfair standard here, not her. It's like you're doing a race together. But obviously you guys want to, go at the same pace, you go on a little jog together, but then all of a sudden you hop in a motorbike and you're shouting at her to hurry up and catch up, and she's still just jogging. You can't blame her for struggling behind. You're on a motorbike, man.
Guarantee as soon as she gets a job, he'll be like, yeah, but you're not actually working as many hours as I am, so I'm still going to need you to do those things.
I am thankful for these kind of men to exist out there, because it makes the less rich guys like me seem far more appetizing to date.
Because I'm your sugar mama.
You've made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Your enjoyment really is appreciated. If you did enjoy your time, let me know. Like the video. Help the algo out and help me out as a result. Yeah, it's free. Doesn't cost you money. Just your sanity and your soul. If you got the time, check out some more videos on my channel. And with that said, my name's been Jack. This has also been Emily.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And we'll see you in the next video. Oh, bye-bye.